fill your thirst beside the river. Wash the journey from your hands. Feel the comfort flow inside you. Come this far, you understand.
Hi, welcome to Healing Outside the Box. I'm Rosemary LaChance, a spiritual advisor and teacher.
Hi, and I'm Carla Augustin, a spiritual teacher and your co-host for this evening.
Tonight we are continuing our Life Explained series, which will give you food for thought information about spirituality based on the teachings of Hans Wilhelm from his series, Life Explained series. We will play one or two different DVDs and then have dialogue about it. We encourage you to call or email us or write to NHTV with your questions, and we will answer them on the show or privately if you prefer. This is not a religious show, and no matter what religion or belief you follow, the information we give you will only enhance your beliefs. We do not try to convince you of anything. This series is recorded and will be shown in your area on your local public service cable network. Please contact them for dates and times.
If you have a group that you think would be interested in what we have to offer, we are available to come to your group and teach from this series. We will give you our contact information at the end of the show. Please visit Rosemary's or Hans's website, where you will find a wealth of information about our show and this series. Our shows are now available for you to watch on YouTube for free. Just go on YouTube and type in Healing Outside the Box to make your choices. We are constantly adding new shows, so keep checking back. We're also on Facebook under Healing Outside the Box. Please like our page for the latest information about our show. Bless you. We hope you enjoy the show.
Okay. Tonight is our 226th show. And the title of it is How Gratefulness Works and the 4 Secrets of Relationships. Ladies, I think you will like this. Okay, so first we're going to play How Gratefulness Works, and then we'll have dialogue about it.
Hi, I'm Hans Wilhelm, and in this short video in the Life Explained series, I will demonstrate why gratefulness is such a powerful tool that can change how we feel about ourselves and the world around us in an instant.
Remember, Albert Einstein said that everything is vibration, including our material universe. With this understanding, let us imagine, if you wish, this here is you or me. Naturally, we all have our own individual vibration. However, throughout our day, from morning till night, we are inundated with energies or vibrations from many different sources outside of ourselves. They can come from other people, from circumstances, television, from vagabonding thought complexes, negative influences, and yes, even from things and objects that we touch, like for instance a chair that still carries the energies of the person who sat in it before, and which will still affect us. Or take the avalanche of information we get from our electronic devices. They carry a lot of different vibration to which we react with our thoughts and emotions. What a dear friend recently called the constant drip of terrible, hopeless news. All these vibrations can affect us if we carry corresponding vibrations in us, such as our unresolved emotional issues, desires, guilt, fear, and so on. Like attracts like. These outside vibrations can reawaken old, long-forgotten but dormant problems within us. They influence our feelings, choices, reactions, and decisions. So throughout the day we are like a ping-pong ball to all these persistent and lurking vibrations from other sources that try to gain our attention, our energies, and can infect us. We are mostly reacting to situations instead of responding to them, and no wonder when evening comes, so many of us are exhausted. So how do we protect ourselves from these unwanted influences? Right, through gratefulness. It is a powerful tool that not only gives us all the strength and protection from these negative outside influences, but also changes our own vibration to a higher level and aligns us back with the stream of love. Let's look at it, why it works so effectively. Science has shown that if we are able to feel authentic gratefulness for our life, people in our life or aspects of our life, this emotion will immediately flood our brain with the powerful hormone oxytocin. This gives us a warm, glowing feeling, and we feel supported, reassured, safe, and less anxious. It can work instantly like an armor around us, because gratefulness makes us vibrate on a much higher level than these outside influences. When you are grateful, you may have noticed how your stomach muscles relax and expand in your solar plexus. That is the love stream working through us. We can actually feel it. Love is always expanding, whereas fear or stress are contracting. Everything expands and enlarges when appreciated and loved. You may notice that the people around you appear nicer, the sky bluer, the flowers smell sweeter, everything becomes alive in a whole new way when we are grateful. This is the basis of happiness. Happiness never comes from anywhere outside of us or from another person, ever. It is a total inside job. We are not grateful because we are happy, but we are happy because we are grateful. Gratefulness is always a decision, and happiness is the result. Can we see how ingenious, simple this protection is and what it does to us? Gratefulness is, strictly speaking, nothing but a vibration. The vibration of excitement, of unconditional love that pours through us and invigorates us. Just like the flow of water, gratefulness always goes where it is most appreciated. It's the law of attraction. Like a magnet, it draws things to itself. The more grateful we are for all the good things we have, we will start attracting more good stuff into our life. What we appreciate appreciates us, and we will begin to see opportunities that we didn't see before. We then discover that the world around us is continuously supporting, helping, and assisting us in ways we have never seen before. It opens our eyes that this is truly a friendly universe and everything is here to help us on our journey home. We are aligned again. But what if we don't really feel a deep gratefulness for anything in our life right now? We can still be authentic by saying something like, I am willing to feel gratefulness in my life, for my family, for my friends, and so on. The willingness to feel grateful is a start for our subconscious to bring us into a higher vibration. We can also say, I wish I was more grateful for my life, friends, family, and so on. In hindsight, we have often discovered that a difficult situation in our life has actually served us. Therefore, we can always be thankful for the opportunities that even the most challenging situation, the most demanding people, and the most grueling conditions offer us. Throughout our day, we encounter limitless numbers of people, things, and circumstances for which we can be grateful for. By doing this exercise throughout the day, we switch the circuitry in our brain over time so that we begin to automatically see the silver lining in every challenging event. Tests at UCLA have shown that the best results happen when we think of at least 5 different aspects that we appreciate in a certain person, situation, or condition. So it's not the number of things that we are grateful for, but why we are grateful for them. And as we have seen, gratefulness uplifts us, makes us feel more connected, and most of all, it gives us a feeling of fullness, and therefore we call it gratefulness. And at the same time, it also makes us more humble, like a child. And with this childlike attitude, we can go even one step further. Instead of just being grateful, like in the typical Buddhist tradition, we can now be thankful. Thankfulness is an even higher vibration than gratefulness, as it acknowledges someone greater than ourselves to whom we can be thankful. We appreciate that everything we receive comes from that higher source whom many of us call God. Our thank you God is a gesture to God who dwells in us. It is also to ourselves that we are deeply aware and appreciative for all that we receive. God does not need our thanks, but we need to feel gratefulness, or even better, our deep thankfulness, to restore harmony and balance in us, and the result is happiness.
I hope you were able to see how gratefulness or thankfulness reconnects us with unconditional love, the stuff we all made of. In that high vibration, we know that even the worst situation in our life is here to serve us and to carry us to the next place in our growth. All it needs are these 3 words, thank you God, that can instantly make us feel grateful for the opportunity to heal old pain and to change old patterns and old beliefs. It is a simple but very powerful tool for a happy life. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I love this one.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. I think I'm really trying to practice gratefulness in my life.
So am I.
You know, and it works. It does uplift you.
Yes,
you
it
know,
does.
when you practice it.
I know it. I know. When I come home now, you know, if I'm out somewhere or something, had an evening out or a day or something, I
Yes.
come home and I think of the things that I'm grateful for, and I thank God. I said, thank you for they saved me a seat. Thank you for that man that was really sweet in there and helped me with this. Thank you. Any little thing that I thought was a nice act and something done for me, or something I saw that you don't usually see that lifted my heart every single day. Like I do my my inventory of myself every day.
Yes.
I also do that with the gratefulness, and I thank God, and I thank my angels, and I thank Christ. You know, and it really does. He's right. It makes you feel so much better.
It does.
Yeah.
It helps you focus.
And you realize how much you do have.
Yes, you do, your gifts. And I think that's what it does. It helps you focus on what's positive in life.
Right.
You know, instead of saying, you know, somebody, I don't know, you didn't like your seat. You know, instead of saying I didn't really like my seat, there was somebody tall sitting in front of me or something like that.
Yeah.
You say, I'm so grateful somebody saved me a seat. Like you just keep focusing on the positive. And I think you can always find something, no matter how low your life goes, to be grateful for, even if it's, you know, the coffee tastes good this morning, right?
Yes.
You know, you can find the positive no matter what's going on.
You can find,
Yeah.
And if the tall person sits in front of you, you can say, okay, how do I work this out?
Yeah.
You know, what can I do? And then I thought, maybe God will say, there's a seat over there. Why don't you go ahead and move? Okay.
Yeah.
We moved, you know, because nothing you can really do, you know.
Right,
so,
right,
you know,
right.
things like that, you know.
Yeah.
Just say, why is that happening? What's going on here?
Yeah, why did it happen?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to learn from this?
Yeah. Little things.
Yeah.
Any little bitty things like that.
Yeah, I think I'm getting more and more into this, but like believing the universe is there for you.
Right.
Believing it wants to take care of you.
Right.
And responding in kind.
Yes.
Saying, I know that was you. You know, I'll do that with God. I know that was you.
Yeah.
I know you helped me to do that.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's true.
So, all right, so Einstein's quote, he said everything in life is a vibration. I'd seen a special one time on TV, and they were saying how really everything is vibrating, but from birth, we kind of train ourselves, our brain and our eyes, to see stillness. So you see me still, we see the wall still, the table still, the floor still, but really everything is vibrating, and we just don't see it because we would go crazy or be sick from it, you know, if we saw everything actually moving like it is. Have you heard
right.
that? Do you
Yes.
think that's true?
Yes, it is, because I don't know if I mentioned it to you before, but we're all having this earth dream, like we call it the earth dream, the same dream everyone's having, the fact that we're here doing what we're doing, we're dreaming. This is not reality. Okay, people go, what do you mean it's not reality? It's not reality. Okay, this, like the wall, we see it as a still wall, but not, you're right, it's vibrating, which means if we were spiritual enough and quiet enough and trained ourselves enough, we could put our hand through that wall. You know, they do in the movies.
Right.
But it's true. You can do it because this is not solid. We see it as solid, but it's not solid.
It's really not solid.
It's vibrating. And if you don't want to see it wavy, just think of it giving off an essence, something nice coming from it, like a light. You know, I look at things sometimes. I'm laying in my bed, look at things around my walls and things that on my dresser, and I see a whiteness behind them.
Yes.
And I say, oh, that's their vibration.
Yes.
That's what's what they're sending off. That's what that is. And everybody can do it. Just stare at something.
Stare at something for a while.
Yeah, and you'll see the
see
white behind.
the-
And sometimes you see color, which is a little bit of the aura of it, or a person's aura. Or if you stare, I remember I was with Tracy one time. We went to some kind of a psychic fair, and the woman was giving a talk, and I said to her, "How come I see green all around her?" She goes, "I know, I see it too."
Oh, wow.
But that was her aura.
Yes, right.
So, and we were just beginning then to get into all of everything. So we were just, that was really neat.
Yeah, it
So
is.
you can, and the more happy you are, and the quieter you are, the more grateful you are,
Your
the
vibration
more it's going to happen
shows.
to you.
Yes, right. Right, right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so interesting. He said a chair carries the energy of the person that just sat in it. So is that the connection when we have, like, this is my favorite chair, or that's my spot on the couch? Like, we want to go to the same thing. Like, what is that? Is that because our vibration is there and it's comforting to go?
Yeah.
What do you think?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. That, of course, we're creatures of habit.
That too.
Very much. And yes, our vibration is there. I mean, have you I'm sure you walked into a house and you got that feeling. Either you feel warm and cozy when you're there, you got a nice feeling, or you feel on edge.
Something's on edge, yeah.
I remember when when I first moved back here, and we were looking at houses, and I went into this house, and I'm going, I don't feel right. I'm very uncomfortable, and I was feeling it like this, And I looked over to the window, and I stood there, and I felt this woman was standing there looking out this window, and she was in despair, And I'm going, gee, something's wrong. And then they took us down to the basement, and when I got in the basement, I was going, like this. I got up, ran up those stairs, ran out of that house. I said, no way, to my husband, and no way we're going to. I did not get a good vibration. Something bad happened there.
Yeah.
So you get the aura. You walk into a house, and I feel, warm, loving, nice. I could stay here. I think I could lay on the couch and just be. Everything has a vibration. Everything, even a thing. Now, that's why.
That's why it's just hard to conceptualize that a thing, like,
Right. We were told, like, not to touch. People like to touch things. Don't touch them all the time, because when you touch them, somebody who's touched them before, their vibration is out. You may pick it up, and if it's not a good one, it's gonna make you feel a little bit off.
Right.
If it's a good one, well, you're fortunate, but not to touch everything all the time. It's like sometimes I have certain pieces of jewelry that are very spiritual, and I will smoke them with
sage.
Sage, and so that they're the vibration picks up and it's clean, and somebody come up and say, "Oh, isn't that nice?" and pick it up, and and if you were getting good vibration from it, now they just cut it off. So when you get home, you got to be nice, and when you go home, you go ahead and do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah. So
get the energy to get all the energy that doesn't belong to you.
Right. Maybe people out there, you realize if you see somebody with something you like, tell them how nice it is, but don't be grabbing it. Don't even, and sometimes I'll back up a little bit and they go, I said, not just, I've had it blessed or something, which I have had other things blessed by Indian medicine man and things like that, But yes, it's true. Like we go in the supermarket and we touch these cards. Maybe that's why I get so aggravated in supermarkets all the time. We touch those cards and we
everything.
get.
I mean, we're touching everything all day long.
Right, we are.
All the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
it's hard to avoid.
It is. Every single thing is a vibration. People are vibrating. People are sending vibrations. People are getting vibrations.
Well, it always drives me crazy when there's a new baby and they go to a party or a get together, or barbecue or something, and the baby gets passed around from person to person, and I'm thinking, that baby's not going to sleep well tonight. That baby's going to get cranky, because people want to hold the baby to feel good, because they may be feeling not good that day or crappy that day or whatever, and it's like, I get to hold the baby, but the baby's picking up all.
Yeah.
That used to drive me crazy when my kids were babies. I wouldn't pass my kids around, and I didn't even understand this stuff.
You just
back
had a
then.
feeling that.
But I just had a feeling this is not
Yeah.
good for
The knowledge was in you all the time, but now it's come out. Yeah.
Well, I was more conscious now.
Yeah.
Right, right.
But you're right. The baby's giving them nice
The
vibration, and
beautiful
they're giving the
energy,
baby
awful.
negative
You know, I
energy.
mean, you
Even
know.
if they're loving, nice people.
Oh
just-
yeah, but if they were in a traffic jam and it put them in a bad mood, I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be. We don't mean evil. We
You're
just
right.
mean it's negative energy,
You're
not
absolutely
negative
right.
forces. Negative
That's-
energy.
That's
yeah.
a good example.
Yeah.
That's a very,
yeah.
very good example. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
So,
So we all have to be careful of our energy.
yeah.
Okay, so it was funny when he said we're like a ping pong ball reacting to all the vibrations all the time.
we are.
So to be aware of that, I'm going to try to be more aware of that. But we protect ourselves with gratefulness. And, you know, we talked about it before, but you really do feel better about life when you're feeling grateful. And then he says, what we appreciate appreciates us. I'm not sure I got that.
Well, it's kind of like the give and take of positive energy or negative energy. Appreciation is positive energy. So we appreciate that positive energy. And in turn, it's like the positive energy will come to us because we're positive, because we're light-filled. Like he said, the water
Yeah.
comes to you. The water gives off wonderful energy. The water goes where it's needed. The water falls down. Everything is planned, though we don't know it. Everything's planned in this world, how things happen with nature, you know? So it's like we send out positive energy, and positive energy from what we sent out comes back to us. That's what he really means.
Okay,
you know?
so it's the like attracting like almost.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so
Like attracting like. With
All right.
everything in life, like attracts like all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
So the more we appreciate, the more there'll be things to appreciate that come
Yeah,
back to us.
that's
Would
right.
that be fair to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So and likewise, he said we begin to see opportunities we didn't see before. So explain that. You know, we see opportunities we didn't see before because we're being grateful. Well, I
Okay.
guess because we're finding the positive. Am I answering my own question?
Yeah.
Here? You know, we're focusing on the positive.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Okay.
You're
so-
focusing on the positive, and you're opening yourself up, because gratefulness opens
Oh, that's a good
opens
point.
your spirit, your
Yeah.
soul. It opens it, and all the wonderful things that are could come to us
Mm-hmm.
are able to, because we block them when we walk around with a all the time.
Right.
When we're open, the angels, all the things that are out there, they can tell us, they can help us, they can teach us. We attract positive things. You know, we attract good vibrations when we do that. When we're not like that, we're closed. It's just like a mailbox. That's what came to my mind. Pull the lid down, it's open. Things can go in and out. Close it, nothing can.
Yeah.
And we're like that. We're the same thing.
Right.
We're trap door, whatever you want to call it, whatever analogy you want to use for it. That's how we are. So that's why that happens. The more we're grateful, the more we have, because we know how to appreciate it, and we know how to use it for our best. Otherwise, it just goes boink, boink,
Right.
boink, boink. It won't get through, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's just like thinking positive. Creates positive things around you, creates positive people in your life, creates positive experiences, you know? And if you get a negative experience, examine your thoughts. You know, when it's happening, just ask. You can always, always, always ask. They're right there, the angels. They want to help you, you know? And if you can open yourself and be happy, I don't know, happiness, gratefulness, love, it's like opening all the cells in your body, you know, the brain cells, everything, for the goodness to come in, you know? That's what it is.
Yeah.
But I know
Yeah.
we can't be that way all the time.
It's hard.
People
Yeah.
push our buttons.
Yeah.
That's because we have those buttons to be pushed. You know, you hate to say that, but it's true. If we can get to that point where they won't push our buttons, boy, we're on our way. But we're all the same, me included. You know, despite all the knowledge, we still.
Well, yes, the challenges are still there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
especially these days.
I mean, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
To use the word grateful, but I am grateful to have the knowledge of what I know, and I know there's a lot more I have to learn. But to have what I have, because I think it helps me get back on track quicker. You know, if feel myself steering off the road a little bit, you know, it's just like, wait, you know, to just start feeling more grateful. You know? So, and to get back on there and do that.
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
No, especially in today's world.
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
We're constantly bombarded with negativity.
All the time.
Everything, all the time, everywhere. Even if you don't, you listen to the news, you listen to the people talking, whatever, and it's constant. Things that are happening, it's it's getting worse, and it's very hard. But the more we can hold on to it, the happier we'll be, because it'll
just go by.
Yeah, it won't resonate in us. You know?
It won't stick.
And if it does, think about it, talk about it, work it out, and then let it go.
Right.
Best we can do, turn it over to God.
Turn it over. Ask the angels to take it away.
Yep.
You know, take it away.
Yep.
Yeah.
And and that thing he said about God, love God.
Yes.
I say that often. And just I love you, God. I love you, Christ. I love you, my angels. I love you, my animals. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything all the time. That's and that what you say attracts it. That makes them want to be closer, come to you. Like you said, it falls into that direction. That's what it is. They draw near, like an animal. A new animal. You go to touch him and he'll back off. Then you don't. You stop trying to touch him. Just get down on his level, so to speak, and talk really nice to him, and send out warm pictures in your mind, warm vibrations. You'll see that animal will all of a sudden come to you again, and you can pet him and everything else. Animals, they all go by instinct, and they know you. They know what you're like inside, and if you can be trusted.
Oh, that's something, huh?
And always when an animal attacks a person, it's karmic. From another life, this person did something to hurt animals, and he never realized it, and he had to pay. Of course, poor animal will suffer after that, because they'll probably put him to sleep and all that, But that's why it is. Sometimes it's just carelessness with people. If they see an animal that's aggressive, and if he's aggressive, it's because something happened to him. Somebody did something. It's hard, but they're good learning for us. Animals are very good, because they know. They don't have. That's why they don't have to talk. They know. But that's a good example of that vibration that they see in you.
Right.
Well,
it's interesting too, because not just animals, but plants and nature.
Definitely.
I had a student one time, and she said that they had some beautiful plant in the kitchen, and whenever one of her mother's friends came over, the plant would wilt.
Would wilt.
Yes.
Wow. See?
And then a couple of days later, it would come back to life again, and it would be fine around everybody, except when this one person came over, and that's fascinating, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You see, vibration. There it is. That plant picked up that vibration from that woman. And it must have been something that the plant saw, or something that happened, because there's life in everything God creates. And it knew. Yeah, it knew.
Yeah.
Or maybe the woman was draining the plant. Maybe she was a drainer. There are people in this world who drain from everybody. I've had that, especially the elderly people. When I was taking care of this man, I used to get so tired. He would drain me to get my energy, and by the time at the end of the day, he was all uppy, and I was all, ooh. So I had to learn how to protect myself. I didn't do it on purpose.
Right.
It's just that's what they do. Some people are just drainers.
Right.
And if you find yourself being drained around certain people, realize that's what they're doing. They're trying to take your
Right.
energy.
Yeah.
You know, there's other people I've met that have been like that, and I felt so tired. I'm going, I have to learn how to put up a wall.
Really
you know,
put that wall
yeah,
up.
so that doesn't happen. Because they don't do it on purpose. They just,
No,
it's just,
but-
and this woman with the plant, she probably didn't know what she was doing.
No, but the
plant knew.
The plant knew, and it's a neediness.
Yeah.
They need the energy.
Right.
So they need it.
Yeah, people are very
Yeah.
needy, and they'll steal from you what they can't get for themselves, or build up inside of themselves. They will
Yeah.
steal, whether consciously or subconsciously. They will steal from you your energy. So if you're with somebody who does that and you feel that way all the time,
Yeah, you gotta-
it's time to either have a talk with them or part company.
Yes.
Because it's not a good situation.
It's not a good situation, no.
No.
So he says everything is here to help us on our journey home. So expand on that. Is he saying no matter the issue, we have the answers here, like on the planet or within, or what does he mean? Because he said everything is here to help us on our journey home.
All right.
So
This is like I think I mentioned before. This is a school. Earth is school. We call it Earth School, and we came here to work out issues, which we talked about with our angels before we came. We needed to learn this. We needed to learn that. That we could learn it faster here. We could learn it on the other side too, but we can learn it faster here. And we have to feel the experience on us. You know, like I think I told you, if a hunter shoots an animal, you know, he doesn't know what the animal's suffering, but when he comes back, he may feel what it's like to be hunted. Something like that may happen to him. You know what I'm saying? But that's a different example. But it's just that everything is a learning experience. And if we're smart and we're wise and we study the spirituality, we'll realize that, okay, there's something I have to learn. If you don't get it right away, you think about it. And when you go home again, when you do your inventory, your day, what do you call that? The life review.
okay.
Do the day review. Remember we said,
Yes.
don't wait till the life review. Do the day
Do it
review.
every
Get rid of
day.
some of that junk now. So you do that day review and you think about it. What happened, and you say, okay, you know. And the more we learn, the more we understand, we get rid of, and the more we're getting closer to going back home.
Wow. Okay.
You know, some people who come here and they pass away young in life, of course, like I with my son, you're going to leave tremendous pain for the other person. But most of the time it means one or two things. Either that person learned what they had to come here to learn, did it well enough, they don't have to stay here any longer. See, we think life on Earth is just the epitome of everything.
Right.
Oh, this
right.
is it.
And
There's
we're supposed to live up 100 years.
Yeah.
Everybody's supposed to live
Yeah.
to 100. Right.
That's what everybody's striving for.
Right.
Youth, and living, you know. But it's not. On the other side, you told me, we talked about people who come back, who've had a near-death experience, and they say, oh, I don't want to come back. Okay, so we know that. All right. So sometimes I think about so many things that I get.
Yeah. You know a lot going on in your head.
What was I saying? What was the last thing I was saying? About...
Well, we think we're supposed to be
Yeah, that's
here.
it. We think we're supposed to be here. So, all right, I remember now.
Yeah.
Woo, so getting old.
Okay.
So, they have finished what they had to work out. Or there are some cases where a person who is on the wrong path and is really causing himself a lot of harm, and maybe even other people, sometimes their time will be shortened.
Yes.
So you don't know which it is. And it's really not for us to know, because it's really not our business.
Right. It's not our
But
journey. Right.
if it would help people out there to know that when they lose a child or a young person or a love, and they're young, and you think, oh, what a shame. And I say, oh, it is a shame, the sorrow. But those people have done it. They're finished. They don't have to be here anymore. So maybe that will help you to give you some comfort when you think about that where they are, they're happy, they're doing nice things, and they're going to be there, and you're going to see them. You're all going to see each other again. Remember that. It's not the end, as a lot of people think on this planet. It's not the end. So
really love his suggestion, and I never really heard it with gratefulness, is even if you can't really think of things to be grateful for, just say, I am willing to feel gratefulness in my life for such and such. Or I wish I was more grateful for. Did you hear that before this?
Yes,
I mean, yeah,
I've
you
heard
did.
of it because I've heard of it
never heard of
in a
it.
way where it was using, instead of gratefulness, it was love, God's love. People with low self-esteem have a hard time believing God can love them no matter what. And Hans also has a mantra for that, which is, I'm open to feel my love for God and His love for me. So you can say the same thing. I'm open to feel gratefulness. And I'm open to be grateful and to accept things so I can be grateful. That's what you have to do if you don't feel it. And you just say, I just don't feel it. I don't feel loved. I don't feel grateful. I don't, So the prayer will be, instead of, I'm grateful, I want to be grateful.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Help me
nice.
to be grateful. Show me how to be grateful. I'm open to learn how to be grateful. And you could say that anytime during the day, all day long. You can say these little mantras all the time. You'd be surprised what it does for you.
Right.
It really, really
well, especially
does.
when you find yourself, you could be somebody that is really good at expressing your gratitude or your gratefulness and thankfulness to God. But then all of a sudden, boom, you can find yourself in a situation where you're thinking, this is awful. How can I get out of this or whatever? I can't find anything to be grateful for
Yes.
in this particular sense. So it'd be good to do it for something like that. Like, I don't know why this is happening to me, but I want to be shown, or I wish to know how to be grateful, what to be grateful for.
Because people, every day, you have to be grateful that you're here, that God created you, that you live forever and ever and ever, okay?
For this
and
life,
that's
right?
only going to get better the more you learn. Those are, you're breathing, you're eating, you're walking, you're talking, you're seeing movies, you're with your loved one. There's every single day those same things are there to be grateful for. But we take them for granted. So if you can't, like you said, if you can't do that, then just say that. Show me how to realize that. And if you don't even have to be shown, because I'm telling you, you can do this yourself. If you just realize it and wake up, and if you see somebody like that, tell them, all right, let's do a little inventory here. Are you sick? No. Do you have this? Do you have that? There's somebody. Well, what they used to say, no matter how bad you have it, somebody else always has
it worse. Yeah.
And you feel bad and you feel guilty because you say, that's happening to them, it's not happening to me. But don't feel guilty, because they're serving their karma.
Right.
They asked for this.
Right.
You talk about cancer, you talk about someone losing a limb, you talk about all these terrible things that happen to people. But they asked for this for their lessons. And what you should do is, like I think I said this before in the show a few times, you could just go up to them and say, you are so brave. You are so brave. And they'll think it's because they're fighting this disease, or they're getting around with a false prosthetic or something. But what you're really saying is, this is your karma, and you are working it out, baby.
Yeah, good for you.
Way for you.
Good for you. That's a good point. Yeah, good for you.
So that's what you should. I mean, it just brings tears to my eyes. You think that they agree to this, they're living it, they're doing it, and some of these people have the greatest outlook on life. Do you ever notice that?
Yes.
My goodness, they have the greatest
I don't know how
outlook
they
on
do
life.
it.
And somebody said life is so wonderful for them, and they have a terrible outlook.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I know.
You know?
I know. I know. So, the last thing is that he says, it's not the number of things that we're grateful for, but the why we're grateful. And again, I never heard of this. And he said, I thought this was a real game changer. Think of 5 aspects we appreciate in a certain person or situation. So it's not just, I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this day because, 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's it.
5. And so that's really even kind of challenging to come up with 5 reasons why you're grateful your coffee tastes good, or why you're grateful.
Yeah, you had a good breakfast. The restaurant was nice.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
The more you can come up with, the better off you'll be.
Yeah.
The happier you'll be. It's wonderful.
Yeah. It's
Very
nice.
good.
All righty. That's
Okay.
good. I'm good.
We'll show the second one now, the 4
Secrets of relationships.
secrets to relationships.
Hi, I'm Hans Wilhelm. And in this video, in the Life Explained series, I would like to talk about the 4 secrets that are the purpose of all relationships. If I look back at my own relationships in the past, I think I would have handled many situations differently had I known these 4 secrets.
We are told and we believe that relationships are here to make us happy, but happiness does not come from the outside. Nobody can make us happy. Therefore, the most important relationship we will ever have and need is our relationship with divinity, God, within ourselves. The I Am, which is inherent in all of us and that connects us with everything. This is the purpose of all other relationships. If we look for love, approval, appreciation, caring, comfort and happiness from outside sources, we are doomed to be disappointed. Our true nature is to love and not to need love. That does not mean that we don't appreciate the caring, the love and the gifts others give us. But it is our job to love ourselves, caring, respecting and honoring ourselves and overcoming our selfish and self-centered personas. It is this intimate relationship with God within, where we find the strength, comfort, security and constant guidance, which is always available to us in the here and now, in the present. So the first secret is, our most important relationship is with divinity and ourselves, and all other relationships can assist us in this homecoming. Now let's look at some of these other relationships. One of the strongest drive that brings people together is sexual attraction. It is one of the many tools that our souls use to find each other here on earth, in the realm of cause and effect. Our relationship is not a coincidence. It is a result of causes set long ago. The main purpose why we are together with our partner is for karmic reasons. With great likelihood, we have been together in many lifetimes before in different roles. And during these periods we have created karma. Therefore, the difficulties, challenges and problems that arise in our relationship are often karmic burdens that we now need to clear up and overcome. Blaming each other or fighting with each other only increases this karma. And so does an angry breakup of the partnership, because whatever we have not resolved and turned into love is karma that will call us eventually back into another incarnation. Therefore, the second secret is, our partnership offers the perfect opportunity to release and overcome our karmic burden with love, understanding and forgiveness. Falling in love means for many that we have found a special partner who fulfills us in areas that we think we are lacking. This can be financial, appearance, power, patience, intellect, and many other characteristics or conditions. To complete us, we are attracted to these special attributes of the other person. For instance, a man falls in love with the beauty of a woman, which will boost his self-esteem. And the woman falls in love with aspects of the man that gives her what she feels lacking in her life. Of course, this has nothing to do with love. It is a form of dependency. The personas of each person need or want something from the other. This is not loving, this is trading. Such a relationship can work well for some time, but eventually there comes a moment when one of the partners cannot or will no longer give what the other wants and became dependent on. That is often the beginning of war, because the basis of their relationship was not selfless love, but wanting. Their trading has gone sour. The common consequence is that the disappointed partner leaves to look for a new partner who is willing to continue to fill their lack. Such persona-based relationships serve a very important purpose for us. The purpose is to become aware and develop the qualities we feel lacking and admire and are attracted to in the other person. When we decide to develop these qualities in us and then bring them into the relationship, we can turn our relationship into a true love relationship. For instance, if we wanted and relied in the past on the caring and protection of the other person, and we now develop these qualities in us too, then we can support our partner if they themselves are in sudden need of such help. Then we are no longer dependent. We are giving without wanting anything in return. We just give. We just care. We just love. So the third secret is, whatever we are attracted to in our partner is something that we feel lacking in ourselves. We need to develop this aspect in ourselves and then bring it into the partnership. It is funny that sometimes the very aspect of our partner with which we have initially fallen deeply in love with, we began to dislike or even to hate. For instance, initially, we loved how free-spirited and artistic our partner is, but over time we began to see the same behavior as undisciplined, messy, and so on, and it drove us crazy. What happened here? It is the same as with anything else in our partner that bothers us. Any negative thing, behavior or habit, they all are reflections of our own shortcomings. It is the law of projection, also called the law of correspondence, that says that anything in the world around us that gives us an emotional charge is something that corresponds with something within ourselves. It is the law of self-recognition. I go into this in greater depth in my video on the law of projection. So whatever upsets us, annoys us, or begins to drive us crazy in our partner is something in us. Our partner is a loving mirror of what we have not acknowledged and dealt within ourselves. Very often our partner is expressing what we have been repressing for a very long time. Our partners are angels in disguise. They are enlightening us to all those deep secrets we are keeping from ourselves. Therefore, blaming the other and forcing them to change would be wrong and futile. We are the ones who need to change first. Then they may follow our example or they may not. It is their free choice. So the final secret is, whatever disturbs and upsets us in our partner are aspects in us that we need to work on and overcome for our own freedom and the growth of the relationship.
Of course, we know that any relationship only works if it is based on honesty, openness, and readiness to forgive if mistakes have been made. And this applies to all kinds of relationship, whether with our parents, with our siblings, our kids, our co-workers, neighbors, and so on. Relationships are very precious. They are a way for us to learn to give, to love, and to grow spiritually. Only what we extended to others for their happiness and joy is, in the final analysis, what makes us truly happy. It has been a pleasure and honor to be with you again. Thank you.
Wow, so that's a lot of powerful stuff in that
There is.
short time.
There's something I want to bring up
Please.
that it came to me so clear when I'm watching that. Do you remember the movie Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
Do you remember when he said to her, after he realized he cared about her and he wanted to get her back, he said, "You complete me." And everybody's going, "Oh, is that wonderful?" Even I did. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then I realized, as I learned everything, I realized that was a very wrong statement, because that means something was missing from me that you gave to me, okay?
Right.
And that's wrong. We need to be complete. A complete person and another complete person come together and boom. But it's what he said. If you're not complete, you want the other one to complete you.
To complete
So
you, yes.
if you think that's romantic, it wasn't.
Not spiritually.
No.
All right, well, I thought it was very powerful if you really buy into that concept that no one can make us happy.
That's right.
You know, and we enter into so many different relationships, not just romantic, expecting people to make us happy. Like, if you're funny, then you're going to make me laugh. That's going to make me happy.
Yeah, those
And,
little things, yes.
yeah, you know.
You watch a child play and he's giggling and it makes you laugh. That kind of happy. That's That's not what he means.
All right.
Yeah, no,
What does he mean?
because, jokes, comedy, people acting funny, funny movies, make us happy, make us laugh, and all that. He's talking about a life thing,
Right. Right. right.
every day.
Right, every day. Someone
Yeah.
cannot make us
No.
happy.
No.
Just by existing, they can't.
No.
So it's really
You can be happy to have the
powerful.
person in your life and things like that. But if you're down and you want them to constantly keep you up,
It can't. It won't
no,
work.
they have to keep themselves up. It's really too much to ask.
Right. Right. Well, then, I mean, he goes on to say also the most important relationship is with God
That's right.
and ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't think that way,
No,
do
we don't.
we?
We don't. And you're going to be hard pressed to find people out there who's watching this that are going to say, yeah, right, ladies, you're full of baloney. We do need people here.
Right.
We need people we can touch and feel and hug
Right.
and stuff. We need that. And
Right.
that's why we have it. That's what God gave it to us.
Well, they assist us. They're
Right.
assisting us, as he said.
Exactly.
That was a good word.
Through the days,
They're
through our life.
assisting us through life, but we don't go to them
No.
for our
the first
happiness.
the first two commandments: love God, don't put anything above Him, and love your neighbor as yourself. And your neighbor could be your husband, your wife, your children. Doesn't mean your neighbor across the hedges.
Right.
Neighbors
Right.
are all the people in our life. That's what that means. But doesn't say love God and drain your neighbor. You know, love God and expect your neighbor to do for you all the time. Love your neighbor and expect your neighbor to make you happy all the time. No. No expectations from anyone. Expectations kill relationships. They kill friendships. I expect you to be this way for me and be this way all the time when I need you to be there for me. You can't do that. I mean, think about that. That's a lot. You want me to say that to you? No, I don't think so.
Right. Well, you know, when he says our true nature is to love, give love, not to need love. So, why? You know, because we get our fill from God? Is that, or, I mean, why not to need love? Because, you mean from another person? Need their love?
How can I say that? We all should want, but not need. Need means there's a lack in you. Okay, that's what need means.
Okay.
My daughter has a dog that constantly licks you. And she got to lick your face. And I say to her, "You're so needy." I don't want to be licked all the time. A little licking is fine, but not constant. That kind of thing. So that's like an example. Somebody wants this from you all the time. There you go with the draining again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So our nature is not to always need something.
Right.
Okay, not to need love.
If you
All right.
need it, there's something lacking in you.
All right. And so, but where do we get what replenishes our well, so to speak? Where we're giving love. That's our true nature. To
So
be
you want
loving.
it back.
So where is it? Where is that endless fountain coming from?
It's like you're saying, "I'm loving you now. I want you to love me back." No,
but we got to be receiving it from, and so that's
we
what I'm
will
saying.
be receiving it when we give it. What did we talk about before? The
All right.
vibration. It goes where appreciation goes where remember what he
Okay.
said? That what was that quote? I forgot what he said.
Right.
It goes where it's supposed to go, where it's needed, or whatever. That's it. You don't have to. Excuse me. I get so stuffy in here. It's not. It's if you're giving it to someone, I'm sure they're going to be giving it to you. Now, we're not talking about a relationship where you're always doing everything for somebody and they do nothing for you. There's a problem here, all right? And you shouldn't. There are people who want to do things for you all the time to keep you tied to them.
Right.
Because, you're always doing this, you're only doing this, and you're putting a little guilt on that person, Make them feel guilty so they'll always be faithful and they'll always be with you. It doesn't work because the first chance they get, they're going to flee because you're draining, you're tying, you're suffocating. Don't suffocate each other. You know what I'm saying? Give freely, get it freely. That's what that means. Like that.
So if it comes your way, it comes your way. If it doesn't, you don't really need it.
No.
Yeah.
If it does, you can't, We all want to have someone in our life, a companion that makes us feel happy. Even when we're kids, we have our playmates and everything. We get older, you know, and we have our brothers and sisters. They say fight, but really love each other. And then we get older, we fall in love. We want that. That's what it's supposed to be. And in heaven, we have one person created especially for us. When we go back, we're going to be with that person. It's unending love, just what we want. But it's not a needy love. It's the perfect love, where it's just a give and take, and it's just, I don't know, I can't explain it because I haven't really had it, you know, and none of us have since, you know, as we remember from the other side, but, you know, it's that kind of love where you want nothing from the other person. You just like to be in their company, and you like to give, but not to give, not giving to get.
Yes, big difference.
Not giving for any reasons.
Give freely.
Yes.
Give freely, unconditionally.
Unconditional, that's all.
Okay. All right, so he says whatever aggravates us is a reflection of our own shortcomings.
Yeah.
And I get that sometimes, all right?
What do you mean? What do you mean you get it sometimes?
Sometimes.
You understand it sometimes?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I can understand it sometimes, but for instance, where I find it tough to understand is, say, for instance, I am truly a very patient person, right? I'm unusually patient.
You're telling me this. You're patient.
I
Okay.
am. I'm really a very patient person. So if someone's impatient, you know, lots of times it just floats over me. You know, I just recognize that they're impatient. But sometimes someone's being impatient with me, and I'm thinking, you know, I get aggravated. Now, I mean, am I supposed to, so what's the lesson for me? Am I supposed to, like, be even more patient? Or, and I'm not being facetious, or is it telling me, actually, you should be a little less patient? Are you following?
Well, that depends. Are you patient to a fault where somebody can walk all over you?
No, not that.
So,
no.
you know, not every single eeny, meeny thing means it's a lesson for you. You could just look at them and say, okay, they're impatient, you know, and if they're doing something to you, you could say, a little impatient today. You can say something nice. Doesn't mean you got to get angry, but you could let them be aware of what they're doing. Maybe they did it so that you could tell them and bring it to their attention. It's not always you.
Oh, okay.
It's not always you're wrong. Oh, no, I don't think that. Sometimes you're put there to help them.
That's a good clarification.
Yeah, let them see it, let them understand it.
Right.
You know? Never with a holier than thou attitude, but just, you know, you could say a little prayer, okay, God, this is here for a reason. I've got this feeling. You help me with this. Say it right. Do it, yeah. And you tell them.
So being, geez, I find it frustrating you're being so impatient.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right.
And and you could have opened some doors for them if they didn't. They may not even have realized it. But if you say it lovingly,
that's always the key.
That's the absolute key. Because if you don't, you got them on the defensive. And what do you do when you're on the defensive? You want to hit back. You know. So.
Right.
That's what you can't do.
Right. And are we creating more karma?
Yes.
Yeah.
That too.
So, right.
You're starting to make an enemy of this person.
More, more loving. So how are we doing?
We've got about 3 minutes, or 2 minutes.
2 minutes, all right. He says whatever we're attracted to with our partner is something we feel lacking in ourselves.
Yeah.
Which was interesting to think about.
If we are lacking, see, when we're lacking, that's what we do. When we're not a complete person, we'll go for people who have what we don't have.
Yeah.
And then they can't do that. See, they can't keep that up. Like he said, after a while.
You just can't keep it up.
No.
And can this be with any relationship, though?
Yeah, it could be friendships, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had that with friendships.
Yeah, it can be any relationship.
Yeah. It just kind of just drains me. Yeah, it can be the same thing. If you know you have that problem, the idea is to get some help. Find out. There's lots of help. You can read if you have an open mind. You can see somebody. If you have a guest friend, you can talk it out. Find out about yourself. Be that whole person, and you will find another whole person. If you're not, you're going to find another person with problems like you do, and eventually you're probably going to have a problem. Well, I guess we have to say goodnight now.
Yes.
Gee, that went fast.
Yeah, it did go fast.
We hope we helped you out there. Okay, if not, give us a call with any questions, and we're going to give you our contact information. For me, it's Rosemary LaChance, phone 203-627-7966, email whitebuffalo8@comcast.net, and my website's www.rosemarylachance.com. And this website is for you to find the books that will help you tremendously in your spiritual growth. It's www.gabrielle-publishing-house.com.
And you can connect with me on my website at www.carlaaugustin.com. Please watch my show, Spiritual Invitation. It's on YouTube. You just go to their search and type in my name, and all the shows will come up.
All right. Okay, we'll say good night now. Good night, sweetheart.
Yeah, good night.
And good night to you out there.
Good
I wish you the
night.
best.
Thanks for watching.
Feel your thirst beside the river. Wash the journey from your head. Feel the comfort flow inside you.